Hello and welcome everybody for our program Guest in Campus. Today you are stuck with me because the other people are not available. And I'm really happy that Mr. Arno Kirchhof from the German Embassy, he's the deputy head of the mission, is visiting us and also agreed to, so welcome for agreeing for the podcast. And it's really wonderful. First and foremost, I would like to thank you and also the German Embassy for their support, and also the German organizations that have supported us in building the campus radio and television center. So it's highly appreciated. Thank you. So just to begin, as you told us, you came here 5 months back with an experience in different countries which are similar to Pakistan. So my first question would be, how was settling in Pakistan? Was it easy, difficult?
It was not difficult at all. I don't know whether you could say countries similar to Pakistan, because each country in the world is very individual, and of course Pakistan also. But I had been working in the past as a German diplomat in India and also in Turkey, and between others. But those two countries, of course, there are some aspects that might help you to find your ways around in Pakistan. Of course, not the details. There are always new people, new institution, everything, all your surroundings, your environment is totally new. But having worked in these countries before helped me to get perhaps a little bit a better feeling how it might work in Pakistan, how people might react, or some intercultural questions. Albeit, of course, Pakistan is a very special individual country, and you can't transfer too much from other countries. But I very much enjoyed South Asia before. I very much enjoyed Turkey before, and I do enjoy Pakistan very much until now. And people were most hospitable in Islamabad when I arrived, when I started finding a house, furnish a house, when I met contacts. They were so helpful for a newcomer to find my ways. So this was just great. I'm really thankful for this. Of course, one thing it must be said, as we are here in Lahore, Islamabad is a great city, a quiet city, a beautiful city, but still a place like Lahore has its own totally different specificities, which are really, really very likable. And so one of the challenges as a German diplomat in Pakistan is the political center of the country is in Islamabad. And for political reasons, you have to be there. You have your interlocutors in Islamabad. But then when it's coming down to other areas, education, economy, even youth exchanges, of course, there are splendid universities in Islamabad also. But there are many, many great universities, such as Forman Christian College in other cities in the country, in Lahore, in Karachi, and also the big German companies who are in the country. They are in Karachi, they are in Lahore, they are in Faisalabad or Sialkot especially. So when you're a German diplomat here, you need to travel a lot, because not everything is centered in Islamabad.
Yeah. People would also like to know, like I would like to know the university students also about something about the German mission in Pakistan. So priorities, like I think there is a lot of cultural emphasis by the German mission in Pakistan. Mm-hmm. So if you could tell us something about the mission.
Our embassy in Islamabad is one of the bigger embassies we have, not within the group of the absolutely big embassies, but I think in our system we have diplomatic representations more than 200 in the world. Basically, in each sovereign country we have at least an embassy, and often also consulates general. Islamabad is, I don't know the figure exactly now, but must be around 25 or so in this list. So it is one of our bigger embassies, which shows that we put a huge or an important emphasis on bilateral relations. And the embassy is working primarily in the Counsellor section, of course, working on migration, also as we are here in the university on student visa. So this is one, so Counsellor section is important. Then, of course, economic relations are important, and economic relations also means support for economic development. We have a huge problem here, a huge program here by mostly run by GIZ, which is a German government, so state-owned company working on economic cooperation programs. And every year we are spending close to how much is it? 160 million euro here. So these are huge programs. And of course, then also supporting German companies investing in Pakistan is a huge priority for the embassy. And of course, political cooperation with the Pakistani government on questions of international security, questions of migration, questions of United Nations issues, climate change, so world governance, as we might call it. And and as you rightly mentioned, culture and education are very dear to our hearts, and we have lots of contact with university, with cultural bodies. Yesterday I arrived in Lahore. Yesterday, the evening, I spent with the organizers of the Lahore Literature Festival every year. So this is also something where we are actively working, because we believe that these contacts in education and culture, they really they're a vital part of any bilateral relations, because in these areas, that's where the identity, that's where the heart of the people is. And this is also very, very important to work in this area.
Yeah, you must be knowing that the lawn of the German embassy often wins the best prize.
Thank you so much.
Every year. So is there a specific effort going into that? Because winning it against other embassies is not easy? Or is it something very German to organize it, to maintain it then in that way? That it wins prizes?
I don't know whether it is very German. I don't think it is very German. Other colleagues in other embassies also are doing good efforts here. This is not very German. No, I don't know why it is. Really, it's a good question. I could not answer it on the spot. I just could hypothetically, just an idea coming to my mind. It is. I met a very strong, a very good team in our embassy, and there's a very good spirit in the team. People who are coming to Pakistan, they take a conscious decision. They want to come here, and many of my colleagues are enjoying it, saying. The moment you arrive in Islamabad, you recognize it will be much better than the reputation of Pakistan sometimes might be in foreign countries. And yes, as I said, people who are there do enjoy their stay here. And yeah, this might generally create a good mood, a good team spirit, and perhaps this is the reason why. It is just speculation. I don't know, but it could be the case. Yeah,
It's also like you already answered the questions of students, and but there is one thing that if I was a scholar, and so one thing is that when you go to a country which is new, there is a cultural shock involved, and people don't know kind of how would it be when I arrive in that country. So if you can just tell us something about Germany. If a young man or woman arrives in Germany for studies or for any reason.
That's a good question. Me being a German, I now have to think about how it might be from the other perspective. Yeah, very, very intercultural question. It's a good question to be asked a diplomat. I think if you come from Pakistan and you arrive in Germany, first thing you will notice is at the airport where you arrive, but then also in the cities, even the big German cities. Berlin is the biggest one, having 3.5 million inhabitants, so much, much smaller than the big Pakistani cities. And you will feel perhaps a little bit as if being in a small town. It is much less crowded, much less people on the streets, much less cars on the street. Traffic is more or less orderly, but this is because there's just so much less traffic than here. So this might be a difference you might feel at the very beginning. And then you try to find your ways around. You will, I think what you might find it difficult to get into contact with Germans like me, because Germans would generally perhaps not be on the street be so open if you I mean they will be polite if you ask your way, or if you need any assistance, they will be polite, they will be supportive, they will be nice generally. But the emotional, warm, hospitable welcome that you cherish so much here in Pakistan is a little bit different in Germany. I don't say Germans are not hospitable. They are, and they are welcoming foreigners quite a bit, and we really are glad students are coming to the country. But their behavior would be a little bit more subdued. They are friendly. Zurückhaltend would be the German word for it. They would try to establish a human relationship. So they would speak to you. And it needs some time. You don't open up the heart of the Germans in your first meeting. Yeah, so you need some more time. Speak to them, and they will be friendly. They will be really friendly. And if you don't get an invitation for a dinner at the first meeting, don't think it is rude, please. That's So there's a difference in behavior, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and I must also say that if you are going to buy something on a Sunday, do it on a Saturday.
Better, yes.
Yeah, because Sundays are closed.
Yeah.
And I have seen that many people, even coming from the US, had this problem. They went out and they said, okay, we'll buy something, groceries on Sunday.
So please, shops are open Monday to Saturday, now longer than in the past, so often until even 22 in the evening, but at least 20 hours in the evening. But don't try to do your shopping at night. And don't try to do it on a Sunday. That's a really good recommendation. Have something to eat at your home on a Sunday, because you will always get some fast food. But if you want to cook something for yourself, it might not be so easy to buy it on a Sunday.
That's true. This is a question that comes from students, that the language issue. So how good the language skills should be. My personal experience shows that at universities, English works. But culturally, if you want to be part of you want to interact in the German society, you need German. So I just wanted to have your opinion on that.
Yes, at university, English works, and English also works to help you survive, if I might say so. Yeah, people will have enough knowledge of English to answer in English if you ask for your way, or if you need any practical support. Also, if you have to go to a German administrative institution, English will be good enough to help you to get done whatever you need to do. But if you want really to feel at home in Germany, if you want to really make friends with the people, English is not enough. There might be especially some smaller European countries where English is practically nowadays a second language, and you don't need but this is not the case in Germany, many Germans would have some knowledge of English, but they are not totally fluent. And so when you really want to converse with them on all subjects of life, on everything that moves your heart, then you need the German language, and then you need to study the German language. And I would encourage you to do so. It is a beautiful language, and many works of philosophy, literature, social sciences it had been written originally in the German language, and it's a very rich language, and there's sometimes a reputation of being very difficult to learn, which might be true if you want to do it perfectly without any mistakes. But no German native speaker would expect a foreigner to speak German without any mistakes. For example, these famous articles, der, die, das, you don't need them. Just use one of them and Germans would accept it. Also, putting the verb at the end of the phrase, which is sometimes difficult for foreigners. If you don't do it, if you do it in like an English speaker would do, put it as a second place in the phrase. Any German, every German will understand you, and they will converse easily. And so feel free, if you learn German, if you study German, feel free to use it, feel free to speak it. Germans are very tolerant when it's coming down to some minor mistakes, and they will understand you even if you are not 100% perfect in German, but they will understand what you say, and you can converse easily. So I would encourage you, study the German language and use it, and you will see it's a great language, and it's really not that difficult to use it, as some people would say.
Yeah. One last question, which is kind of a customary question. If you have any message for anybody, for students, for Pakistan, for anybody, like I would like you to say something.
A message for students from Pakistan. I'm really glad. Within 5 months here in the country, I realized how much interest there is in Pakistan for education in Germany. Students who want to do a part of their studies in Germany, and I really feel, as a German diplomat, I really feel proud, and I feel. It's a very good sign for Pakistani-German relations that Germany is so much respected here in the country, and would like to say a huge thank you to all the students, all those in Pakistan who are respecting Germany so much. And I think there's a great basis, and my message to be would just be keep us in your heart as you are doing already, and continue to do so. That's just great.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kirchhof, for your time and being at FCCU. We are really honored to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.